and Sierra Leone. This also the showcase Sierra Leone as a tourist destination and a market with country, and that is why the president always say, a better, like when people they say, the cost of living high, a better will get peace. So that we will seek opportunities where at least go speak to bringing the cost of living down. Now we suffer in chaos. So the better we pray for peace in Sierra Leone, we work for let peace can in Sierra Leone, the better we will improve our living standard, our cost of living, we will improve them. So 29th to 31st, we expect Sierra Leone for host a tourism congress. And then say the minister don't engage in colleagues, ministers, departments and agency for explain why this particular conference, whether the whole important to we. Lastly, on the 6th of September 2024 in Freetown, the Logos Hope, the world's largest floating book fair ship, will be coming to Freetown again to offer services from the 5th of October to the 31st of October. The ship, which recently visited Sierra Leone in 2021, will again berth at the Queen Elizabeth Quay in Freetown. The book fair floating ship had many visitors from Sierra Leone the last time, who we are warmly welcome on board. The ship has over 5,000 different titles like science, sport, arts, hobbies, etc. The ship does not only share the culture of reading, but other vital aspects as well. For the timing, entrance, and other facilities, we have a representative of the ship as our guest here, who will tell us more. So, from October 5th to October 31st, we can't forget one big ship we go dinner Wataki. It is open to visitors, and you get a lot of books where you go get interest in, where then they sell out to the public. They get very many other things where you go on board the ship, you go interact with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the quick update where we get for Giuna for today. What's happened over the lab? And not quick? Okay, thank you very much. We go back to the reason why we are here. Like I discussed initially, for today's panel, we are looking at the role of minority parties and underrepresented groups in our political system. Are they important? Are they contributing? Will they give them the space? So for that discussion, as usual, we get the Executive Secretary from the Political Party Regulation Commission. Now they register all political parties, and now they regulate how political parties for carry themselves. So on this note, go on. For let it tell we, in the political space, what is the contribution? Or what space have we created? What are the space we they create for the smaller parties and underrepresented groups? Thank you very much, sir.
For discourse on this particular topic, something really very, very important. However, before I go direct to the question we don't ask, always find again for we colleagues them from the media the opportunity for understand exactly who that PPRC be. I know say beaucoup people they don't hear the name PPRC. so many people then go, they wonder, who that's na PPRC. Well, PPRC na the institution we responsible for not for only register political party, but for also regulate, monitor, and supervise the activities of political parties generally. And unlike other institutions, we an act of parliament really established them. PPRC an establishment of the 1991 Constitution of Salone. And you will find we inside sections 34 and 35 of the Constitution. And it gave it the responsibility for register political parties, regulate and monitor and conduct. Now, to the question we Minister asks, of course, we in a PPRC, we can always say we not get smaller political parties. So I know there, I not clarify that part there. You know, we in the commission, we not get smaller political parties at all. Because all the political parties, they all register, they all go through the same process, they all pay the same money, and they all register. So we can always say they are opposition parties or parties awaiting governance position. So we don't really call them smaller political parties. But generally, opposition political parties, they get a major role for play, especially when they come with the democratic process. On the parts of the opposition parties, their responsibility equally enough for checkmate governments on issues of national concerns, on issues of national development, and checkmate in the sense that therefore bring out issues of concern, because then equally they represent the citizenry of this country. Because they're not able to attain governance position, not necessarily means say they're not going to follow us. They get their own constituents there. And in constituents, then are the membership. And if we go now ECSL records, you will see they all get people that will vote for them. So they are representing those group of people who believe in their ideologies. You cannot throw away those sets of people. You cannot dump away their feelings, the opinion, or the contributions of those people when it comes to national development. So indeed, opposition parties get a very key role for play, and principally amongst the work that for actually the help for serve like a convener of issues of concern from the citizenry to the government. So thereby, they criticize governments constructively, they bring to the attention of governments things that they feel say very important for the livelihood of the citizens, that they bring to the attention of government policies what they feel say will actually lead to national development. But to some extent, we see parties that they do them. But I know say so many other people then, where they inside this room and outside this room, can always feel say opposition parties then for just the talk and just perpetually now they talk about anything bad about governments. So government do good or government do bad or therefore always see us bad. So nothing good way government they do, they not talk about. Perpetually they're just for the focus on the ills, on the errors. But that shouldn't be the case. The case is to talk about the ills that is happening. The case is to also bring out the positives. And if those positives are needed to do in a very fashionable manner, where they seek the interests of the populace, can prefer recommendation and suggestion that governments, when they do this, when they implement this activity, but we think, say, if they do it this way, it will enhance the development of the country, and it will also promote national cohesion. But with the CC, in most cases, people that can always like when opposition's party, they can always talk negative about government. And in an instance where some parties there, or the opposition parties there, fail for do that, they're quick for say, governments don't put it in their pocket, government don't buy it. This now government amounts a spokesperson. But that is not the case. The role of political parties is contained in sections 35(1) of the 1991 Constitution, and further strengthened in sections 21 ABC of the Political Parties Act of 2022. That shape the political will of the people through dissemination of information and messages. And that is the role of opposition parties. to communicate to the people, to communicate on behalf of the people to government, and for equally ensure that they get a conversation with government on things the way they feel say need to promote development, and for prefer recommendations and suggestions.
Thank you very much, sir. We don't hear from the Executive Secretary from the Political Party Registration and Regulation Commission. ID case of how the situation for day, now you don't explain to we, what we expect the opposition parties. According to them, there are no small parties, because the same amount where you pay for win the election, I then pay where they don't win election, so they are not small. And as long as 100 or 200 people vote for somebody for an ideology, then it is a popular ideology. That comes from the Executive Secretary. Realistically, ideally, they don't say this. In real terms, we come to you, the chairman of all political parties association. They represent all other political parties, all, including even the ruling party, now the chairman. Ideally, do you feel relevant in our political system? The smaller parties see themselves contributing meaningfully, not just to criticizing the order of the day, the status quo, but also contributing meaningfully to how we foreshape the political trajectory of our nation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Good afternoon. You know, when I see the flyer as a smaller party, definitely we're against that kind of phrase. For underline now, we are not smaller party. We are registered political parties. In fact, when it comes to election, in fact, not to me, I not only be the chairman of the All Political Parties Association, I was also a presidential candidate in this past 2023 election. I paid the 37 million as how our current president paid the same money. We pay them equally. How Samuel Kamara pay, how President Bio pay, now the same money I pay. So how you go say a small? In fact, if you then say APCA SLPP then for pay 37, they will say then for sale pay 5 million. That you don't get the threshold of small and big. Huh? Because when you say small, when you say big, obviously when you big, the age they tell. When you say small, but you know you say small, then you tell me say, you the 100 years and me the 50 years. So there's a difference. That makes me fall out small because at the 50. But when it's come like waiting the executive secretary don't say, everything when it's come to politics or when it come to political party, now the same way we did one. Now the same way we did one. If one can recall, during 1996 election, the two parties that were they say today they're a big party. 1996 election, APC came third. It was PDP and UNPP now be the deciding factor on that election. APC came third position. At that time, in fact, that election, now PDP make SLPP win that election day. Because the tussle was between Temubangwa and Kaifa Smart. Then they also say the APC. Nowhere. Now we come back to 2012 election. Going to 2018. Other party they imagine, then come up, like the PMDC. Then we get seats in the parliament. Then unfortunately, another election then go out. Another party then come up, like the NGC, C4C. Then we get seats in the parliament. How you they call them party then? Then a smaller party back. As long as you don't get representation inside parliament, you go gradually. And I want to tell you, say, you know, there will be a time when Canada this country, you know, the two parties they say big party, it get for be a shock to the people of this country where you go see them, they come down, other people and they imagine up. You know, this now, so we feel say this now something like we don't see and see now like a culture in this country now APC and SLPP no more for good this country say we die. It will not happen. Time go can the scenario they change. Where you go see them two parties and they come down back. Then how will I go call them small party? The mindset of the people they each time they change. So we not get small party, we not get big party. Because when we register in a PPRC, as the executive secretary don't say, we're doing things equally. Then when it comes to election, we denominate equally. We do everything equally. You understand? So law underline our word small. We are not small. Then waiting Mr. Minister, coming to waiting Mr. Minister say, you know, when it comes to the peace and sanity of this country, then party will not underestimate that they create the peace and sanity of this country. Let's go back to this past election. If it not to be the help of this, or the contribution of peace in this country, some of them party there will all be disgruntled. Not of us say unable to shout to. In fact, we shout. But like, we all mood how they operate as APPA. When anything go wrong with government, we first point of contact now for engage. Now for engage and sit down and dialogue with government and see how we can provide a solution. Not to like say when they say opposition party, we just do no more for oppose. If government do something correct because of we want for gain, we want for make a gain, now for just oppose. Not to so we operate as APPA. APPA na a body will form, we come together, an umbrella body of all the other political parties, then for see how best we can speak with one voice and see if government go wrong, we engage government with one voice. But at the same time, we all know that this association as APPA. But at the same time, every political party get right for making your own party position if you're not going in tandem with the association your own position towards government. But waiting more we create the association and see how best, now for see how best we can complement government in effort back. Not to all cases government can right. Not to all cases government can go correct in certain decisions when they make as a government, because the country is meant for all of us. Even as an opposition party. In fact, we get more major role for play, you understand? Even because we either all open to watch government. But it doesn't mean say, if government go wrong, now for just bash at them or oppose them. No. We dey engage. And I'm pretty sure this current government will not engage government so many times on certain critical issues. So many times we don't engage government. But the good part, you know, at times, then they listen us, you understand? That is why we are here, there as an association, right? But definitely, in fact, during the past election up to now, a lot of names has been said about me. Government don't buy me, government don't this. But some of you know they for create chaos in this country. Even if SLPP is going out, another party is coming in, the association now for see how best to engage government. For suicide go wrong, we correct them, we forge ahead, but not to for create chaos in the country. Because you have some other parties, they are there for see, let small things spark. They say, oh, they tell you now. If I'm not going to go demonstrate, yeah, this government not good for now. That is not why we are formed as an APPA. We first point of contact now engagement. After we engage government, if the government begin make like the yeri, then we get the next point. We can go to take to the radio or take to the television and make a position very, very clear. So now then they make, you find out, say, we operate smoothly. People and they say, they don't buy them. Now SLPP therefore. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. If you watch from the past leadership of the association, APPA, in fact, not to me, the first APPA chairman. The first, in fact, the association was created in 1996 from the day of Temu Bangware when they fight for election before peace. Several leaders they don't pass. You understand? Say in the days of Mohamed Bangoa, after Mohamed Bangoa in the days of Madame Augusta Thema, before I succeed them. Right? So definitely, we as an association, we're also there for complement government effort. You understand? Who side government go right, we complement them. Who side go wrong, we engage them and sit down and dialogue. I think that's so we they operate.
Thank you very much. As a nation, these are the things we need to understand. We only have one Sierra Leone, and we all need to protect the interests of Sierra Leone. Bottom line here is the space, therefore let everybody participate. The interpretation of participation or how somebody else view your participation is different. Sometimes people just misunderstand how you even laugh. Say, why they laugh so? Even as journalists or as a media person, position the way they take somebody, they straight off either align you with the opposition or the ruling government. But that does not stop you from doing what you should be doing. As long as you are true to your conscience, that I am doing this in the best interest of the country I call Sierra Leone, which is my country. Then space that we provide, like we, the chairman of APPA say, for that we engage. Engagement now for the health of the state. Because in democracy, what we want, now for that we give opportunity for everybody in voice, we hear. Not so just whether they praise you. As somebody when they look at you say, if you get friends, nobody will ever tell you fault, they don't like you. But let somebody know, always zoom in on your fault. Somebody will continuously they criticize you, not also your friend. Because if we're able to balance and like how the executive secretary say, if we are really constructive in critiquing the government, and if it's any responsible government day, we don't want somebody, we will check meet as one and direct and say, no, you they do this well, or these are things that you need for do more. Or this thing what you want to do in policy, you're not correct. Because after winning election, no means that you get the whole country. It still belongs to all of us. We are very fortunate in the Sierra Leone People's Party. As a party we fought for independence, we still exist. Like the chairman say, there are people, there are countries, the parties we fought for independence. Those parties are not existing anymore. They know they exist. We will get thick skin, and we have never come third. The best or the worst position we would ever take na second. And we prepare for bounce back. Because when we can, we say, one people, one country. We want to create opportunity for everybody. That is why even this engagement, we don't can this time we say, let us talk to the people. The more we talk to you, the more when they tell we fought. Yeah? So the correct time and permanently keep other people in opposition. Going forward, when we talk about underrepresented groups, sometimes people then are in a small corner. Nobody no care about them. But they are part of our system. They partake in everything, and on whatever thing we do, they also affect them. So in all this our democracy, in all these things what they do, how do we take along these people? So for talk on this, we get Madam Favour, we are the national president for Women in Governance Network.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for having me, for represent the young women of Sierra Leone, because we form part of the underrepresented groups. Before I go further, I go on for the foundation, for the one that we watch and una within at this room, no waiting political parties mean. Political parties now a well-organized group of people we get the same belief and the same ideology and then get the same goal. And members say their primary objective now for let them go into election, win them and get government positions, and they're able for influence public policies. So before I go further, I go on for commend PPRC for the political party regulation and the Political Party Act 2022, where they review part 9 of the act, they talk about inclusion. If you read them from 41, 42, and 43, talk about how they forgive women them 30% of executive positions them at district level and 30% also at national level. He also talk about how they for include we the youth then as Sierra Leone into executive positions. And on top of that, he also talk about how they for include people with disability. I think they include all of the groups them way underrepresented in that particular act day. But I also they send a message to them let them not forget for monitor the compliance, whether the political parties are complying with those laws, and then they ensure say then all they make women there as treasurers, but give them key positions. So please take that message home. And I also want to make the PPRC draw inspiration from the UN, the General Assembly of Nigeria, where they pass a bill where they entitle them not too young to run. I want for Leona also na salon gets that inspiration there for say we are not too young to run. And I want to also commend the Ministry of Communication for where they make within today. Information and civic education, where they make media today for represent the young people. Of course, the Young Women in Governance Network, na a network where send Sierra Leone an NGO form for let young women voices be heard and for letting the part of governance process and structures, because they believe say nothing about us without us. Because if we not sit down at the table as young people, we not believe say the older folks then go able for talk better. Wait till we they feel as young people na Sierra Leone. So going forward, for say all of those people they are represented into governance structure. We want to see how best those laws are well practiced. And people with disability, people who are not part of governance structures, history make a known to we say women them, youth them, and disabled people them not be done they part of governance structure. But with the help of the current government and the past and other sectors them, the NGOs, the civil society organizations, they don't make a lot of calls on the government and other sectors for ensure say them marginalized people come into governance structures. And we all see waiting they happen in Sierra Leone right now. We see a lot of transformation because people not be normally believe in the young people, but we are seeing them delivering. So there is room for make, then go give you the platform for lead. So please don't forget to take the not too young message to run, so that Sierra Leone we can also serve as people who can lead even when we are young. And the other thing where I want for enlighten on now the PR system in terms of the political parties. In the 5th Parliament, we've been seeing the kind of inclusion where be there, diversity of political parties being there at the well of Parliament. The PR system is very good. It gets a very good advantage a lot. Whether help for we get 30% quota of women in the Parliament, but it also gets a disadvantage, as our president be the talk. We get very few political parties na salo where people they hear about, and 2 major one them we don't take monopoly over the government on Sierra Leone. Maybe for some reasons where other political parties they face na the country. So because of this PR system, we don't see say the 6th Parliament just get 2 political parties. And to me, as somebody where they represent the youth and from the civil society background, there is no political inclusion because then we go into elections and they're not able to reach the threshold. So we want for let them look into that as well. History record 1969, yes, 1969, where they talk about the PR system 2022 as well. But as a young woman, the one where me don't see, when we don't hear about, when we don't witness, now the 2023 PR system, when we don't see. A lot of things happen where people where they down there not really know bottom, their education no flow. People need for be educated about that new. A lot of people be they think say they need for go with the old process because they are not well informed about this new law. So the PPRC need for also record that and ensure say the people are aware of the system. Though people able for vote, but a lot also been deterred for go further for those positions because they don't know how to go about it. So you see how the Parliament not able to get that kind of inclusion the way we be want, like every majority of the parties are there. Like in the 5th Parliament, we are having C4C representatives, members of Parliament, NGC, APC, SAPP, but now we only have 2. So that's something we need to work on. And I also want to talk the area of which we, the young people, are marginalized in Sierra Leone. Of course, I commend this government because it serves as an eye-opener for young people leadership in this country. And we commend them for that. We the hope say we go continue for the seats at those tables where our matters are discussed as young women, where our matters are discussed as disabled people, where our matters are discussed as people where then they say, oh, you don't need to be on this table, you don't need to be here. But then we're able to ensure, say, we as those people, we're able to contribute greatly and make sure, say, the political system become very, very rich. Because if you get diversity, if you get different sets of people into governance structures, we're not going to say, hey, because we are young, we are not there. No, you are there. So if your voice not hard, because you know contribute. We not go say because we are disabled people, but if everybody there into it, I think say we go get a more just society.
I don't know how to tell you thank you. This is not advocacy. You know, just talk on what is happening, but it appeal for radical inclusion. Radical inclusion. Affirmative actions we go make. With Parliament, get all shades of parties appealing to NEC or PPRC perhaps for bring down the threshold where somebody forget for going to Parliament. But anytime you do good policy, you know, the effect it is here. The president is very deliberate. Now this time we celebrate World Press Freedom Day. We make the journalists very redundant. First, the way they celebrate that day, they sit there with placard. Release our colleagues from prison. Repeal the Public Order Act. But now Public Order Act nowadays. So you don't need to go to the street to act for its repeal. There is no journalist behind bars for the practice of journalism. So, with President, I think it try. And also, when you talk about including young people in governance, in fact, we'll not be getting a challenge like we, the presidential spokesperson, Alpha Kambi talk. Now, the problem, in fact, the party now they advocate for let them include them. Because we get the youngest cabinet ever in the history of this country. Across the world, and if it's any cabinet, the way young reach the cabinet of Sierra Leone. So we are doing very well to provide the space for young people. And I think we all for note, waiting Sister Favours say, that affirmative actions for radical inclusion. What do we do? That our next parliament get a national outlook will include all political parties. Because the more, the merrier. No government don't want let somebody can compete against them. We, as a political party, the only thing we can do is we give more appointments to young people. We give more symbols to female candidates. And I think we're able. But as a nation, I think if we put down the threshold of waiting somebody forget for going to Parliament, perhaps it will solve the problem. That's an advocacy, not for the government, but for those of us within that position for take decision. Because the Salon Parliament, like we don't say, now both SLPP and APC. So what do we do? I think we need for go around again for at least take our final bite on this topic so that we allow the media for really get a take on this, because this is an interesting topic. What do we do for create a space for these underrepresented groups? These other political parties, when they make up, how do we take them along? So, with all which we don't hear, we come back to you from PPRC foresee? What could be your final bite before we take questions from?
Of course, the PPRC now one institution where take the issue of inclusion very, very seriously. And make you always say PPRC la Kumra party, la Kumra institution for the political parties then. And indeed, the political parties then are picking them. So we know the relevance and the role whether they play for promote and enhance democracy. And because of that, we always regulate the respective political parties with the express understanding that we equally need for create a level playing field for the parties that we resource based, the one that we don't they in our governance before, and for equally create a similar space for the parties that we're not resourceful because they not actually get the opportunity for take up governance. And in with dealings with the parties, we always take down the very important. Equally so, having at the back of our mind the aspect of inclusion. Like my sister rightly say, it's the very first time the Political Parties Act of 2002 never get an exclusive chapter or a section where they deal with political inclusion. But we still say it was a lacuna on the part of the acts. And when we do a revision of the acts, we now get the 2022 Act. We even change the name from registration to regulation. We equally have a whole new chapter where they talk about political inclusion. So it shows the level of the thinking of individuals within the PPIC along the line of inclusion and along the line of ensuring that there's a level playing field for all political parties. I'll tell you, if the PPIC not be that magnanimous in terms of intervention, in terms of in regulation, I don't feel say we forget not more than 2 or 3 political parties that were still in existence. And we all know for sure that political parties then create them by the Constitution for shape the will of the people. Because they don't win political seats, not necessarily means say they need to contribute to the development of the states. We all see in the past the robust action, and I'll go back to between 2014 when we get Ebola. We all see when government do all it can. Government not be able to succeed for talk to the people there. They begin for come back to PPIC, use the political party because they are leaders and they all get followers. They all get political capital. The capital can be different based on size, based on numbers, based on financial strength, but they all get political capital. At the end of the day, when the parties then join governments, we see there was a seamless type of an information flow from the governments to the people, and we see how the parties then. Same happened again under COVID. Government began for turn to the political parties there, for talk to them people there, teach them about waiting for doing, waiting not for doing. So it shows the level of importance and the relevance of political parties in opposition towards governance, towards democracy, towards national developments, and the promotion of peace generally.
Thank you very much. Chairman APPA, your last bite.
Definitely, like within the executive sector, don't see they play a major role in terms of supporting governance issues. Definitely, like my sister, they talk about the PR system. In fact, we wholeheartedly welcome the PRs, the different political parties. Then we welcome the PR. The only issue no more begins now with the threshold. You understand? That be able to make will not be able represented in parliament and local council. You understand? Because the threshold will be so high. But now I think by the next coming election, 2028, we see the threshold will be down. You understand? We will fix it, and I will assure you people that you understand it. You will have this. You will see these other parties represented in parliament and local council. You understand? Let me, let me make it very, very clear. To any political party, in any election, where you pull up to 1,000 votes, it which 1,000 people, not too small number. Where 1,000 people and vote for you, not too small number, Andy. Let 1,000 people and come on a treaty for protest. You know they will control them. The past election, I scored close to 6,000. Close to 6,000 votes, which is very good, appreciable. which is very, very good. Where, in fact, I not get that capacity for traverse the whole country, but which is very, very good as a young man coming up. You understand? So, but that is show you say you get hope. You understand? And let me tell you one thing, the culture of this country, you get certain people, whether you reach them, you not reach them. Then get certain party when they vote for till and die. Whether you campaign them, you not campaign them. Some of this will party there. You understand? Whether you reach there, you not reach them, they will vote for you. As they see no more PDP, then they vote. As you see na PLP, you see na CDP, then they vote for you. You understand? So this is how it is. And then people and they, like what you say, now we constituency them. If they tell you say this, you understand? Until, even if you're in governance, you're not able to talk to them unless the leader go talk to them. And some of them people they see where they underestimate, say this is minority people. When they see the leaders, then they take the leader like a godfather. No matter what government say, you understand? But in as much, they say, we always compliment government in effort because we want the peace and sanity of this country. APPA is not an opposition party. It's not an opposition body for opposed government. If you want for oppose, you're going to use different political party, you oppose government. But what we need to do as an association, we maintain the peace and sanity of this country. Nobody know bring chaos in this country for we. When government do wrong, we engage you. We sit down dialogue. We provide a solution. How we forget about them. No matter people call so, you not call me names. Say them buy you, then sell you, then this you, then that you. He left to your conscience. You understand? Because if we not try for make this country tomorrow, posterity will judge you tomorrow. So if I reach there, I want to tell Una say, for us as an association, I think we are well composed. You understand? And then we do the needful thing and the right thing. But we must say, Salongo before. In as much we want to gain the seat of governance. But that don't mean say we go oppose. You understand? If we want to oppose, we'll oppose constructively. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam Favour.
All right. I just want to throw light also on the roles where me think say the political parties they way not into governance right now for the do. I think then for really try for the highlight government reforms and also try for ensure say there is social justice. Just as we as civil society organizations, as young people, the fight for we own space, they also need for they do something like that for, you know, set an agenda, like they work with the media for set an agenda because now then the people them way been vote for the though they're not able for get the government positions, but they have also a huge role for play. And make a tell now all the aspects then they where they say underrepresented groups, small political parties, and even the government now. We all get your role for play for make we see say Salon become a better place. And if any one of we lack for play we own role, it get for affect all of us. So that is why we as young people, they advocate for we own space now the society because we not believe say people just need for the talk for we always. We not believe say people just for the talk for the disabled people always. We not believe say then just need for the talk for woman them when the women themselves then they silence. So now that make we they come up for talk on waiting we think say governments need for do and like I they tell now I they compliment the government. This government creates a very huge impact in terms of seeing women and young people into those space because history record say we are the underrepresented groups and we see say a lot of changes don't take place into the governance structure, into the different sectors. We see say it don't serve as an eye-opener. Even with the woman, they now don't see say we are relevant. We the young people, they don't see say we are relevant, and we they do greater things. We all see the evidences then right across Sierra Leone. And we young ministers, them, parliamentarians, and people in different spaces, them. The young one that they are doing extremely well. So we will not stop to call on those waiting at the aim of affairs for continue for give we the space where we they ask for.
Thank you very much. We start. Yeah. One. We got to make them brief so that we get 2 rounds of questions. No politicking joke. Just go straight to the question. 2. You the day where they're not going to take you for give question a problem. Any woman in hand? Affirmative action. We want woman for ask question. Is there? Then you put their hand up. 2, or 3, eh? 4, 5. Quick. Bockarie, mic.
Hello. Yeah. Now, Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. My question goes to if you look at the law, the act, it's how, offices, district, region, but walking around out of return, you cannot see some of these political parties. What the PPRC they do with them, with them they flout the law.
PPRC is Mohammed Kamara, The Watch, Sankara newspaper, respectively. PPRC. The continuous politicization in this country, all man they blame una. You don't talk to I say PPRC, the continuous politicization in this country, the man they blame una. You don't talk now say we na Kumra party them, but the way mandatory for exist, and don't tell you for use Kumra where they apply the law. How they come? You know, say all the 14 political parties in this country minus 16 minus 2, all the 14 of them, they all flout the law of the PPRC. 1, they don't get offices that are upline. 2, they don't get permanent staff. 3, they don't even get a bank account for given an election. 4, they're all now subject to two opposition, to two big parties in this country. People then expect them say therefore be independent and talk on behalf of the masses and make sure say that then they on their own independently. They never form a coalition. Only when elections then come, they go rent more. They don't pay even the landlord to go complain to now. This was confirmed by the PPRC. The election results in a given country, thereby causing mayhem to the legitimate. Excuse me, I come. When I get any, because when I suspending definitely for causing mayhem after results have been thereby contradicting the will of the people. Thank you.
Ibrahim Sarasisi, Voice of Salon Radio, and the chairman APPA. And my question to go to you: what caused the division of APPA 2020?
Yeah, my name is Ibrahim Jara from IB blog. My question to go to PPRC. What's not the procedure? What in somebody need for do for open a political party?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Mina Hassan Soloko Bockarie, Freetown Daily newspaper. My questions they go to the APPA man and PPRC man. I want to know what's in be una role na the tripartite committee, and also some recommendations that been come up, especially recommendation 70 we talk about for the register political parties where get public offices in 2 consecutive elections. So what's in our take on that? Thank you very much.
So put that mic off. So the questions are concentrated on PPRC, and that. Huh? APPA now one question again, so you will just take a quick. Two, eh? So you go take a quick, then PPRC go through the marathon.
Yes, my brother say waiting to be the division. Waiting cause the division before we go to 2023 election in APPA. Definitely it's very simple. Now because of position. You know, say some man then they want any outside and they not them for rule. If they don't get power, then they go other side. In fact, we go to convention. I think thank God we moral guarantor PPRC now them organize the election for us. Na Miata conference hall. In fact, now we two no more come up for the chairmanship. Me and Dr. Dennis Bright. We go to the pool, I flag him. At the end of the day, call meeting now, and not show up again. So waiting he do now, he go galvanize other party them. Like the likes of the UP and other party them, say let them go form their own. You see, let me tell you, power na God the give. You know, necessarily missing outside what you do for take leadership. In fact, when I be to go to the election, I be all actually if I lost, I'm still a member. I for be a member, you understand? Because I mean time not reach it. But now because of a lost power, make there is a division. Not of us say on a plava will make on anything. Oh. So the second question, my brother say the recommendation of the tripartite committee say if two consecutively political party you don't make come up them for the register, you definitely first of all, we are not part of the tripartite committee. You understand? We are not part of the committee. We self just see the recommendation. You understand? But for us, we take them as a recommendation. It's not a law. You understand? But we know say, now law day, for us as political party, we will not accept it. You understand? If they try for enforcer, not a proper democracy, then they. You understand? Because when you're talking about democracy, you must get a smaller or financially weaker political party. Even in the United States of America, not to two parties they get. They have series of parties. Some other countries, they get 13. They get some other parties, they get 20, 30, 40. Like in South Africa, you have so many parties. You understand? But we will not accept that kind of recommendation. We are working on it.
Mr. Minister, I just want to beg pardon for giving me little time. I know see the I'll start with the very first question. We not related to me really, but it come to APPA. But probably this is also a forum for political education. I want to follow we know say APPA na a loose entity. Loose entity presupposes not a strict sense so that every leader of political party or all political party for be a member of APPA. So let's just set the premise clear. It is not mandatory that all the registered political parties then for be members of APPA. It's optional. In 2012, there was a time where the SLPP opted out of APPA. APPA was still functioning. In 2018 to 2023, APC walked out of APPA. APPA still the function. So it is not mandatory that all the political parties then for be part of APPA. It is up to the individual parties to be a member of APPA, to opt out of APPA, and when they want to come back, reapply. When SLP people want to come back, then reapply, then come back. So that's just clear than them. I'll move to Mr. Mahmoud Silla. We talk about political party and forget office. Yes, I agree. That is in the Act. But when I'm talking about Kumra in the context not for erode justice or not for thwart the directives as contained in the provisions of the legislation. But probably Kumra in the context in terms of bringing reasonability and understanding in the implementation of legislation. Now, for example, you go verify political party office. But prior to a verification, the party already don't come meet you, say, please give us some time. We get challenged with this region. We're not able to get party office there, but we try for secure one. As a regulator, what do? You deregister the party immediately because of that. We already don't approach you. No, you don't. And the very people then, we go talk, say, the register, are the very people that will come back at the commission, say, governments, they use now for close the political space. When I want for shrink the political space to a point where that only the two parties then will exist. That will be what will come out from everybody much. And it happened in instances where we decide for actually go by the books, civil societies, journalists, they all come. PPRC, government don't they use them. So when I talk about Kumra, it presupposes adherence to the law, but bringing reasonability in the implementation. Yes, we are aware that some political parties do not get offices, but all of the parties that will not get offices don't actually write to the commission that then they in the process for the regularize for get their offices. So make the commission just get a knee-jerk reaction, say, no, we're going with the register now. No, we can't close the political space. We are there to regulate political parties. We are there to protect the statutes as contained in the Constitution and the Act. However, as regulators as well, you equally get to be guided on the principle of fairness and equity. There was a time the APC not get political party offices in two regions, assuming we will be deregister them at the time, because they flouts the provisions of the Act. When I just think about the societal intricacies of that particular action of the PPRC, there was a point SLPP not get party offices as well, assuming so we deregister them at the time. Just imagine the political calamity will go before the state. So if we cannot do that to those parties in those instances because they approach the commission for give time, then why should we do it to other parties? We already don't approach the commission and don't inform the commission about the challenges where they face. So what we do is to work with the parties to fix the problem, adhere to the rules, adhere to the provisions of the law, but not to forget this knee-jerk reaction. All right? Mr. Mohammed Kamara talked about application of the law, PPIC for stick to the law. If any mandate for suspend political party will cause problem after the announcement of results. The 2022 Political Parties Act gives PPIC 4 layers of intervention. The first are for issue warning letter when it transgress any provisions of the Act. In 2022-2023, we evoke that particular provision there. APC misconduct themselves, we will serve the warning letter. SLPP misconduct themselves, we serve them the warning letter. Now, the second aspect after the first of serving a warning letter is to fine. The third is to suspend. And the final, whether the ultimates are for the register. Now, in 2022, we evoke the second aspect where APC they repeat what they may do. We find them. But what happened? They took us to courts. What did Supreme Court do? Supreme Court say rescind the fine. So what can the commission do? But we still have to protect and follow the dictates of the law. But in the application of the dictates of the law, again, we are also guided. And the directives of the Supreme Court are stated in the Act. Political party, that's alone, the only side where they can go for challenge any of our action at the Supreme Court. That's only the Act say. So for anything what we do as a commission, when political party then feel aggrieved about her, they go to the Supreme Court. And the verdict of the Supreme Court is final. So we do them. And the law, the Act provide for the respective things. And they make in 2023, you will see, when ECSL writes the commission for tell you about following informed on parties that we don't regularize their statuses, it takes time for allow the respective parties then for regularize their status. The one that will not comply, they not participate. So we as a commission, we stick to the law. But we have to be very reasonable as well, especially when you have been approached. I like Komra, what you pick it on can tell you, say, Mama, I broke the plate studio by mistake. I beg, you go scold them, you beat them. No. Probably you go advise them, so not repeat them again. And in an instance you repeat them, then you can go to the next level. So that's the same with the PPRC and the political party. Somebody talk about procedure for register political party. Then they own, if that procedure for register party, I would just want to make it refer to sections 21 of the Political Party Act. But it's very simple. The postal register pattern in this country very simple. Like people that can make it very complex because they want to evade the procedure as contained in instances. Before the 2023 elections, we get like 5 or 6 movements that we apply. When we go do verification, a particular movement, all the address that we give you, when we interface with the landlord there, then talk say not to the signature, then they forge and forge lease agreements. All the 5. We say forge and forge lease agreements. All the side the way they go, the offices not be they exist. But they submitted to us a lease agreement of 5 years. So at the end of the day, they will come to the radio and say, PPRC don't delay with registration. For more, we don't go there. 2021, they don't delay. But they will never come to the radio and say, we not adhere to the rules, so we present fake documentation to them. So those are the challenges. But as a commission, we are very astute, we are very strong, we protect the interests of our political parties, not forgetting the provisions of the law.
The last set of questions. Any other mic there under? Okay.
Sure. The last press briefing we happened at Bockarie Hotel, it be day for peace and the way for peace. And Honorable Daniel Koma, the Parliament, made mention of a statement say the ongoing constitutional review process with the happen right now, APC the part of them. My question is, and PPRC, it is good for to in development one.
One clarification on the PPRC and that APPA, that between themselves, again, without force come at the war. We tend to make the of smaller party and that's of bigger party. Yeah. My question is now to we make reference establishment of APPA since 2016. Sorry, 1996. One of the first and second, T. Mome Bangura. Is that with the foresee Mome Bangura to you again, since they deny say the you on this Mome Bangura, they deny say they like I said, Lukusa Usiam. Is it now? See with the again. Thank you very much.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Edward Numa and I report for Star Radio. This question goes to the chairman from PPRC. You talk about the strengthening of political party and their existence, but you never mention about political financing, how political parties are financed, because this is one of the major issues the movie they get. Political parties not they get financed, and then they lost them political practice in our society. So is there any measures for that with the PPRC? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Samuel Johnny Moore, on point.
The question is,
what is the civic education strength for them? Also, Uncle Appa, as a young man, but kindly have this in mind going. I want to refer you and lastly, he loses.
Mina Bawoh. Mina Bawoh dan kamare right to PPRC. My question to the PPRC boss. I will let you take us through the situation we surround the Unity Party with no contest in the past election, in the context of you pardoning APC and SLPP for some side with them flout, but in the interest of the greater peace, on a forgone that one day. Done the last one to chairman for APPA. I go like for no. You were listen now. You were they represent all the political parties, right? Uga issue with the exception of APC and SLPP, all the other political parties they suffer for the PR system, and they are the truth. Opposition party complementing the efforts of the government instead of looking at the people in the chair.
Hello? Please, let me look at Daniel Krumah in position that APC not the partake by the ongoing constitutional review. There is no constitutional review ongoing. No. There's no review right now. What we are doing here is, there was a review with Peter Tucker. Yeah, he bring a report. Pakaba Statam, end them. By the time they end, Anes came to power in 2007. So Anes set aside that report. He put Justice Kawan and others. They took up to 3 years for review with Constitution. With a very wide consultation. They brought 134 recommendations. 100 was trashed out. It only take 34. With our administration, for a better tomorrow, the president, in his wisdom, don't take Peter Tucker in recommendation. Don't take 134 recommendations from Justice Kawan. Send all to the Attorney General for let them look at all these recommendations from these two groups and see what we will send a parliament for let we get them as a law of this country. So you see what is happening here? We are not reviewing anything. We have taken the two reports. One done by previous SLPP government, Anes Holam, a leader, is set aside. He put in your own commission together. They brought 134 recommendations. It take 34, 1,100. So you can initiate anything, but not till you get a constitutional review now about the country. If a commission come with 134 and you dropped 100, We want to see why you have dropped 100. And we also want to see what's be there inside Peter Tucker and Yun. Bring all this together. So until all this problem with the knock we serve, they in all these recommendations. So the law people, they look at them, then they send them to the people's representatives. You know, they're not cabinet, for sending a cabinet decision, this and that. We don't send them 3 arms of government. Now, this other arm, they look at her now, judiciary. Thereafter, therefore, go to parliament. Now, parliament go come with a final, but we are not reviewing any constitution. That's just what I'll say before PPRC takes.
Yeah, for buttress to waiting, Deputy Minister just don't say. In fact, we did on the meeting this today, 11 o'clock, where the Ministry of Justice just engage on the constitutional review process. For make a do clarification to waiting, you question we ask, I was part of the 80-man committee when the past government be set for review the Sierra Leone 1991 constitution. So we were part, and every political party be get 3 representation into that committee. We review like waiting Deputy Minister just say. So not to this, not to constitutional review CRC process they go, constitutional review committee they go on. It's a process like what you rightly say. The Ministry of the Antonia Minister of Justice, then they look into it now. You understand? But waiting we ask for this meeting this morning is for us to get the white paper. No, waiting and drop and waiting they accept. You understand? But I think the meeting will all be satisfied to at least the presentation of the Deputy Minister of Justice, right? Then my brother said that about Mohamed Bangoa. You understand? You know, let me tell you one thing. I don't do anything for satisfy anybody. You understand? I do something for satisfy my conscience. No matter anybody you do the correct thing, they will tag you anywhere they feel for tag you. As long as you are not part of them, they will call you names. As I entirely say in my presentation. You understand? No matter even Jesus Christ come here, he can involve into politics. Then we'll get a name. As long as you are not with them. In fact, they say, in America, say, if you are not with us, you are with them. They will tag you. You understand? So, but I entirely say, any way you do your conscience, serve you right. You understand? Tomorrow, posterity will judge us. You understand? So, in terms of integrity, you understand, it left with me. I don't do anything for satisfying immortal man. They do something for satisfying my conscience. And I'm doing the correct thing. You cannot force me for create chaos in the country. You understand? We, I think, say NOB. And at waiting APPA stand for, we stand for dialogue. And even if I'm going out as the chairman of APPA, any other incoming chairman where they come, the association stand for engagement and dialogue and provide solution. You understand? Then my brother talk about I'm not talking anything about the PR system or the threshold. I entirely say the threshold actually it affects we. You understand? We accept the PR system, and at the even talk, we not regret to accept the PR system. We not regret at all, but based on the threshold. But entirely I say the next coming election, 2028, you understand? In fact, the authorities, the body that are concerned, we said don't raise concern about the threshold. And then they are showing, and we are working towards it, and we press for make the threshold come down. In my presentation, I'll be entirely I say the next coming election, 2028, you go see other political parties that will be represented in parliament. And we surely believe, see, the threshold get for come down.
Thank you. I want to tell all plenty thank you. Of course, I will skip one of the questions from the initial questions where they asked, what are the role of the PPIC in the tripartite committee? We actually not be getting a specific role other than the fact that the committee be summoned the commission for getting an explanation of where activities, we work, and ask series of questions, and that was all. And at some points where there be need for interface with the political parties, then they become truly will facilitate that particular process there. So that tripartite committee was exclusively between the governments and the main opposition APC, All People's Congress. Somebody talk about the ongoing CIC process. Of course, Minister don't talk about them. The APPA chair don't talk about them. PPIC are a very serious, responsible institution. Just like what the minister explained, because governments don't actually bring both sets of committee work together for see which one they accept, which one they accept, we actually coalesce with the Ministry of Justice, and just this morning before the Kaya, we brief all the political parties then on the current status of those two documents and the position of government respectively. And we were amazed now that even the APC was ably represented by their legal team and very senior executive members. And they were very pleased with the presentation from the Ministry of Justice regarding the status of the process of the CIC. Somebody talked about how political party financing, how they get their finances. We know say we get political parties the way not financially strong. So whilst we review the 2002 Political Parties Act, we call for an inclusion of political party financing from these governments. Ironically, cabinets approve them. When you go to parliaments, the then parliaments, where we get APC, SLPP, NGC, C4C, the paramount chief members of parliament, then talk say that particular provision they for be expunged. Then they allow government for fund political parties. Cabinet approve them. Credits to cabinet. Where like them me feel say for the expunge because like burden on states in terms of fiscal spending. But cabinet approve them because of the intention for capacitate political parties, where are one of the vision of the president. However, Parliament expunge them, saying that the ruling government may use a particular political party funding as a way for remote control the political parties then. So, at the end of the day, political party funding section or the provision within the bill was taken out. So as we speak, political parties they need to get fund from many governments or for the central governments. They fund themselves. However, the law still provides even when they fund themselves, they get for be accountable. And that make that they submit the audited financial statements on the 31st of March of every year. Somebody asked me about with civic education strengths. PPRC not really focus on civic education, unfortunately. We focus on political education. Because we know, say, political education is very key and very vital. You can be a professor, but you're politically illiterate. So that's the problem with again at the country. Where they see most of the political actors there for be very literate, but they are not. They are politically illiterate. So the focus of the PPRC is for engage the brains of the political illiterates and conscientize them for become much more politically educational, for be political literates. So in all we do, in all of our PR work is censor on political education. Let them understand their roles, their responsibilities, what is contained in the act, what is contained in the provisions of the law, and equally they get for abide to them. So that is exactly what we do. So in terms of strengths, that's the nature of the commission, our PR. But again, people that go understand that the nature of the work what they do, not to one will we get for the divulge every single political party information to the public. For example, for mediation, the outcome of that mediation, during the course of the mediation, we know kind of the public and say, will they mediate between them people that inside this party and this are the problem. PPRC cannot do that. Because at the end of the day, we want to have a logical end. So there are times, Boku people then will go on a radio, talk Boku about PPRC, now we see PPRC not talk. Not that we don't want to talk, but we just feel say at the material time, we not necessarily follow we talk. We focus on the work. Somebody asked about UP. Like space up one for what go really for don't like for talk bots. And the person prefix that APC and SLPP we give them pardon why the UP. That's the PPIC. We actually create a level playing field for all of the parties. The question is, are UP no more? No contest? No. UNPP was part of those who will not be supposed for contest. But what did they do? They regularize and ensure that they stick to the provisions of the acts. For UP, I may not want to speak on it because they don't take in our courts and the matter is still there before courts. And I'm not going for prejudice the outcome of that particular court matter. However, if the person feels say one for no more, after the court outcome, it can come, I will take we will take, and the commission will take you through the issues with evidence, and you're free for discuss but after the outcome of the court proceeding. So I think so far so good. Are the questions in any way, Mr. Minister?
I want to say plenty thank to we panelists them. We take the time out for kind of engage the media and throw light on a lot of these issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to tell you plenty thank you for always the honor this invitation, because without una, we're not go able to come sit here and talk to the empty chairs. For today's question, I say the most responsive newspaper na the Expo Times. The Expo Times. Not to me, I said that the Director of Information 9 sent this thing, Expo Times. Where Expo Times?